What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
In life, sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. But this is true for the people in the movie industry as well. You see, getting a good role and choosing good roles consistently is a much harder task than actors would like to admit. So for this reason, here are the 10 actors that saved their career with one performance. Let's dive right into it, shall we? Number 10. Kristen Stewart came back with Clouds of Sils Maria. When it comes to movie actresses, few are as successful as Kristen Stewart, who played the unforgettable Bella Swan in Twilight. But you know what? As we said, the problem came when she actually had to find a successful movie after the end of Twilight in 2012. At first, Kristen had a few doozies, and then she managed to land the role that pretty much saved her career. The movie was called Clouds of Sils Maria, and in this drama, proved to everyone that Kristen was still the great actress she appeared to be in 2012. She even held up pretty good when pinned against the acting of the legendary Juliette Binoche. This movie led to numerous other successful roles in her career, including smashing that like button if you haven't done so already. But no, that wasn't really a movie. The movies were Personal Shopper, Seberg, and most recently, the newest adaptation of Charlie's Angels.
I've been around a lot less than you. But in my experience, it's quite the opposite, wouldn't you agree?
Number 9. Chris Pratt as the Star-Lord. This is the photo that burned a hole through the internet lens, and it marked the start of a wonderful career for Chris. Before this body transformation happened, we knew him as the chubster in Parks and Recreation. But Chris wanted to be much more. He wanted to be a superhero. He lost the extra pounds, he trained every single day, and stuck to his turkey and salad diet religiously. That's why, when he played Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy back in 2014, we were drooling at the scene where he took that darn shirt off. And you know what? That wasn't all. The next year, he appeared in Jurassic World, where he played the dinosaur tamer Owen Grady. The role of Star-Lord allowed him to appear in Avengers, where he starred next to Hollywood giants like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, and many more. But we're not done yet. You see, the relationship with Arnie's daughter turned into a marriage in Montecito, California in the summer of 2019.
So divine. Come and get your love.
Number 8. Ryan Reynolds' struggle for Deadpool. Deadpool is one of the few movies that managed to combine superheroes and hilarious punchlines all into one. And Ryan Reynolds, who wasn't really into comic books, got to talking with Avi Arad and David Goyer about playing Deadpool in 2005. When Ryan read the comics for Deadpool, he was fascinated with the hero, who, unlike others, didn't take himself too seriously. Therefore, he immediately connected to that comic book world. But you see, this movie was in the making for well over a decade, so Ryan couldn't just sit around and wait for the studio to make up their mind. And what did he do? He actually took on another superhero role that had more of a green-black vibe to it. We're talking, of course, about Green Lantern. But even Ryan himself said that it was doomed from the beginning, as it had no functioning script or identity to it. And that's partly the reason we couldn't wait for Deadpool to come out. It was a career saver.
Oh, hello.
Number 7. Robert Downey Jr. and the Iron Man franchise. Robert Downey Jr. was the heartthrob of the 90s, and he even got an Academy Award nomination at the age of 27 for his portrayal of the comedic genius that is Charlie Chaplin. But thanks to his numerous instances of substance abuse and the arrest for possession of cocaine, heroin, and the .357 Magnum in his glove compartment. This was back in 1996, and this pattern continued until 2001. This time, Downey didn't want to have any problems with the law, and he wanted to get his life back in order. He was clean, he had talent, and he was hungry for work, but no one seemed to want to hire him. Why? Because he was too risky for the studio to get an insurance company that would cover the movies. And when Mel Gibson, his old friend, decided to pay his insurance for The Singing Detective, his career took off. The real shot to fame came in 2008 with his role of Tony Stark in Iron Man.
Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Robert Pattinson and the savior Connie Nikas from Good Time. Just like Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson was faced with the same dilemma: what to do after the Twilight trilogy wrapped up in 2012. Well, the solution came a few years down the road, and here's how that journey went down. You see, a lot of things went wrong back in 2012. And we don't blame him, since she cheated on him with a married director. He was miserable for some time, but he got the last laugh back in 2017 when he appeared in the role of Savior Connie in Good Time. Currently, the actor is set to play Batman in the 2021 movie.
I'm better than you.
You're an ignorant fuck, bro. No one's better than any next man, all right? You don't.
Number 5. Matthew McConaughey. Some call it McConaissance, but we call it an insane work ethic. In the 90s and 2000s, Matthew was known as the actor who played romantic roles in movies. But after a break of around a 10-year period, he decided to come back into the saddle. The problem? It's tough breaking into Hollywood once he left, but McConaughey did it with a smile on his face. Dallas Buyers Club was the movie that got him there, as he was ordained with an Oscar and successful movies started flooding the gates. He proved that he wasn't just another shallow actor with no brain or skill. We know that after this, roles in The Wolf of Wall Street, Interstellar, The Dark Tower, and much more only solidified his role as one of the all-time greats.
That's what you do this job. Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
Right.
Number 4. Chris Evans makes a comeback with Captain America. Chris Evans is now famous for his iconic Marvel role as Captain America, but his career wasn't all that rosy in the past, and it wasn't for the lack of trying. You see, Chris has been playing numerous superhero roles in the past, but none of them seemed to work. He had main roles in movies like The Fantastic Four, Push, and The Losers, but they were all terrible. Finally, when he landed the role of Captain America, everything seemed to click. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Last time I was in Germany and saw a man standing above everybody else.
Number 3. Jim Carrey, Dr. Robotnik. Man, we thought we lost this guy forever. I mean, he was one of the legends of Hollywood. And we got to see him make a fool of himself on the red carpet when he started talking about a universe of beautiful fragrances, no people, and clusters of tetrahedrons moving together. Yeah, cuckoo. However, we got to see that he wasn't really going crazy, he was just dealing with depression and he was figuring stuff out. And now, once he figured out that in order to be happy, one has to detach his ego and stop looking to become someone, but enjoy the moment and grow in the process. But he seemed to make a good comeback with Dr. Robotnik and Sonic the Hedgehog, so we're glad to see him back in control of his life. Number 2. Lily Reinhart saved her career with Riverdale. Lily Reinhart has had numerous problems with depression in the past, and she's even said that at one point in her career she thought of quitting acting for good. Here's why. The first thing we need to mention is that she lived with her parents in North Carolina. She moved to LA in 2015 and she started going to auditions. After 6 months of no jobs, she decided to apply for being a hostess. She got the job, but her mental health was suffering. Her giant break came when she auditioned for the role of Betty in Riverdale, and she hasn't looked back on her career since. Although, she did say that if she didn't get the job, she would try and make a career out of makeup. We applaud the persistence.
What are you doing home?
Just came to get a few things.
Oh my god! What happened to the twins?
Number 1. Dylan Sprouse After We Collided. He and his brother were the stars of the Disney Channel back in the early 2000s, but something happened after their contract with Disney ended. Cole continued pursuing his acting career while Dylan retired for about a decade, and no one had ever heard from him since. Although, there was that one instance when we got to see his junk on the internet, and boy, what a scandal that was. But other than that, we didn't know anything about him, and we were wondering what happened. It turns out, he was trying to get his life in order, go to college, and once he was finished with all of that, he picked up his career. The first major role he starred in was the second installment of After, where he played the conservative and calm Trevor. Not the typical Dylan we knew.
Do you like to go on dates? Because I don't. But I will. With you.
And on that note, we end this video. But hey, do you know any other actors that saved their careers with one performance? You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys!